Hi, it's Matt from Go Green Autos. So here we have obviously a Renault Kangoo. It's 100% electric. It's got the 22 kilowatt hour batteries. The batteries are leased, so you pay a monthly fee for the hire of the batteries. That starts at £25 plus VAT a month, but all the details are on the website. So this one is a 2014, registered the 30th of June 2014, so it's still under warranty. The van itself isn't under warranty, but the crucial part, the electric drivetrain, so everything under the bonnet basically, the electric motor, the inverter, the charger, all the EV components, they're under warranty until it's 5 years old, which is obviously end of June 2019. So this one is in amazing condition. It's really smart. It's almost like new still. I've just put new tyres on it all round, brand spanking new tyres. The originals weren't worn, they were just perished. The sidewalls were cracking. So it's got new tyres all round. And unusually, this one has got windows in the back. It's very rare for the electric vans to have windows. So looking in the back here, if you've seen my previous video I did on the van, you would have seen that it wasn't ply lined. Well, I wasn't going to do it. It was just as it came from the factory, but I've now ply lined it because most people expect a van to be ply lined. So all that is brand new, never been used. So it really is like a new van. And this one has the mesh bulkhead, the cage system. So it protects the driver. This side obviously protects your passenger, but this can be folded in and allows for long loads to be put through. So looking at the front, what you can do, if I can do this one-handed, is you can then fold the seat down, slide the cage locks there in the back of the seat, and then that is then flush with the floor. And then you can put long loads through, and then the cage protects the driver from the loads. So really nice function. So these vans either come with this cage type bulkhead or the solid metal bulkhead, but obviously when you've got windows in the back, you have the cage bulkhead so you can see at the back. And then looking on the inside, really good condition. The seats are all immaculate. It's all still looking as new. And what also makes this one unusual is it's got a stereo. It doesn't sound particularly unusual having a stereo, but it's quite rare for these electric Kangoo vans, particularly this shape, to have stereos. Most of them don't. And this one has got air conditioning. Again, that is extremely rare on the electric Kangoos. So this one's pretty much got everything on it. I've never seen one in this spec actually, with windows, radio and air conditioning. B21. So this one has got the roof rack on the top with a roller bar here on the back. I can take that off if you don't want it. Obviously these electric vans are really quiet, they drive completely silent, but that roof rack does introduce a bit of a whistle and a sort of humming noise, which does let it down a little bit. But obviously if you want the roof rack, then it's all there, but if you don't, I can whip it off. And then looking round here on the driver's side, again the seat is all immaculate, and as are the door cards. This has electric windows, electric mirrors and folding mirrors, and they both do fold. And you've got stereo controls there on the behind the steering wheel as well. So yeah, really nice condition van. Also under my paper there, we've got new carpet mats on both sides. And this one does have 2 remote keys. And then here on the paperwork, we've got all the original Renault books, and the service sheets are in the back of the handbook on the Renaults. So it has had 2 Renault services. The servicing on these is every 25,000 miles. In reality, a service on an electric vehicle is only a pollen filter change and an inspection. They just inspect the tyres, brakes and suspension. So there's not much to it. There's no serviceable parts as such on an electric. But the last was done, well, albeit at 16,000 miles in June 2017. I'll show you on the dash in a minute the servicing, because it displays it on the dash. And then we've got the logbook and no previous keepers, so one owner from new, and the registration date was the 30th of the 6th 2014. And then we've got some receipts here. We've also got the MOT certificates. This has had MOTs, but these vans are actually exempt from MOT, but most people don't realise. But the MOT is until the 3rd of July 2019. It was done at 16,000 miles, so it's done nothing since then. So yeah, we've got receipts here. I see the 12 volt auxiliary battery is being replaced, which is good. That's the 12 volt battery that sits up front, which drives your dash, lights, wipers, stereo and that sort of thing. So all the paperwork as you would expect. The air conditioning I've just had regassed as well, so that's nice and cold. So everything works as you would expect and as it should do. So it really is like a new van. There's just no wear and tear inside this van at all. Oh, and then let's just show you starting the engine up. Let me just turn the radio off. So I've started it up there. It says go on the dash, and we can see here the mileage is 16,794 miles. And the next service is due in 23,183 miles. It's got a comfort program, so you can set what time in the morning you're going to leave. You know, let's say you leave for work at 7:30 in the morning, you can set that for 7:30. Then while it's plugged into your house charging, obviously it would have charged overnight, the van will then wake up and it will preheat or pre-cool the cabin. So in the winter it will melt all the ice off the windows and warm it up, and in the summer it will put the air conditioning on and cool it. It's a very nice function that a lot of electric vehicles have. The idea is then it retains 100% of your charge when you leave. The car's all preconditioned already, and possibly you wouldn't need to have the heating on then for your commute, because it's obviously pre-warmed or pre-cooled. And here we've got estimated range 88 miles. These vans, I always say they do 75 miles. This one's actually performing a bit better. I've yet to do a full range test on it, so I'll just walk around and show you the condition. The idea of these videos really is that people can buy the vehicles without coming to view, particularly if you live a long way away. And I tend to be very picky and point out every little thing so you know exactly what you're buying. And most of my customers do buy directly from the videos, and I just deliver the vehicles up to them. But on this one, it is in such good condition, there really isn't anything to point out. As I said, we've got new tyres all round. I've also got new wheel trims on, because the others, they do protrude a bit, and the others were scratched. And it didn't really reflect the quality of the rest of the vehicle, because it is absolutely faultless. You know, I'm going to have to be picky here, but there is a a crack there in the back of the mirror casing, but the rest of it is all good. I haven't polished this van yet. There's a little scratch here in the wheel arch, but possibly that will polish out. It looks like it might do, but if you don't know, these wings are plastic on the Kangoo. No dents, which is very unusual. It really is in good condition. Usually these Kangoos dent here because people slam the wrong door first and they overlap and smack and then make a mess at the top, but this one is all faultless. And also the rubber bung here, the rubber bung is still on as well. Usually these are missing. When they are, I do buy them in and put them on, by the way, but the fact that that was still there, it just shows this van's been looked after. And that's it, you know, there's not even a dent or scratch. That mirror cap, that one's done the same as well. That one's cracked along the bottom. But that's the only things to point out. There isn't a mark on it really, and the plastic bumper still in really good condition. One thing I haven't mentioned yet is the charging. So you got the charging port at the front, Type 1 connector, 16 amp only charging, so all night effectively, so it charges while you sleep. And then on the inside here we have got the charging cables. So here you've got Type 1 to Type 2, which you would use to plug into your home charger or a public charging post. Not that you're really going to use a public charging post with a Kangoo van because it's sort of overnight charging. And here you've got the portable charger, so you can charge this on a 3-pin plug. These only draw 10 amp versus 16 amp if you're on a proper charger, but it will still charge the van overnight, so you've got a bit of flexibility there. And with all my vehicles I do include the free install of a proper wall charging unit, a Rolex 32 amp charger, where you would use this cable. So when you've got the proper charger, it's going to charge 60% quicker than using the portable charger. But what it allows is probably your home charger at home. You can charge the van at home. You keep this one in the van for when you're out on site, and you can do a top up when you're on site or when you're working, using normal 3-pin 240 volt socket. So there we go, this van is available now. If you're local and happen to be going to the Blenheim Palace Festival of Transport show this weekend, there's also an EV show there. I will have this van on my stand, so you can have a look at it there. But if you are interested, then give me an email or call, and obviously I can deliver these anywhere in the country. And the other thing just to mention, these vans are great in London because they're congestion zone exempt, so you're going to save yourself £10 or £12 a day. I understand now a lot of the car parks in London are charging more for diesels or dirty diesels, so there's obviously some saving there. You've also got no road tax, and they are also MOT exempt as well. So very cheap vans to run. They cost about £2.50, something like that, to charge, maybe £3 depending on your electricity rate, or even cheaper if you've got economy 7. You're going to charge it for what's economy 7 rate, 5p, something like that, so about £1.25, but generally it's going to be probably less than £1 because they're never completely flat. So very cheap vehicles to run. You've obviously just got your battery lease, which starts at £25 plus VAT a month depending on your annual mileage, but that guarantees that battery pack that sits under there to 60% of its original capacity. So as the vehicles get older, the battery lease idea gets more attractive because you don't have to worry about that degrading battery pack. And you also get breakdown cover included. So if you were to break down or run out of power, then Renault Assist will pick you up and take you home, and that's included with the battery lease. So there we go, I'll stop waffling on, and give me a call or email if you're interested.